Hey everybody, and welcome to your marketing management class. My name is Mr. Benjamin. I'll be teaching it this term. So this brief presentation is really just to go over about the particulars of the class, how it'll work, some of the tools that we have to use, and we'll go over our schedule and talk about some other things as well. So this is our little kickoff. Just a little bit about me. For over 40 years, I've been selling stuff, which is a lot of different types of things. So you can see the list down at the bottom of this slide. Directly through catalogs, online, lots of different ways. I've worked for massive international corporations and owned my own businesses. Led marketing function for several different organizations over my career. And I've launched new businesses, new products, and new markets. So I'm very familiar with it. The things we talk about in this class, I've done quite a bit. I have a lot of experience with it. I got my MBA from Kellogg, going part-time at night and working really full-time. In other words, I was traveling around. So I can kind of appreciate what a lot of you are going through, taking classes at Oakton and having other aspects of your life that are quite busy. So I get it. So I try to keep that in mind as I design and go through these classes. This is how I describe myself. I know how to make businesses profitable, start new businesses, and make old businesses grow like new businesses. That is what I would call an elevator speech. It's just a very brief overview of the things that I do that I'm good at, and when I meet people professionally, and we get the opportunity to say, well, what are you about and what am I about, that kind of thing, that kind of conversation. That's the way my conversation goes. So that's basically summarizes who I am and what I've done. I really strongly suggest, I think networking is so important. The vast majority of management jobs are filled through networking. There's lots of reasons for that. So do everything you can even at this point stage in your career to start networking, start connecting. And my very first suggestion is, if you're not a member of LinkedIn, you should be. It doesn't really cost anything. It's sort of the social media / professional networking site, and it actually is pretty helpful to have. So, but don't get the paid version yet. Just stay with the free one until you kind of get your feet wet and figure out what's going on with it. So the class is being taught in something called D2L, and in D2L, we will communicate using D2L email. You'll output posts and announcements out there as well. You'll find all the course content in there. Our discussion posts are done there. Our assignment turns are there, and you can check your grades there. If you've been a student at Oakton, you're familiar with D2L, and also known as Brightspace, by the way. And this will just give you a rough overview of how it's set up. If you have any questions about this, never hesitate to ask me. But all the content that we are going to be operating with and for the class is under this tab called Content. It's not especially populated at this point. I will get ahead of that game a little bit. I had to actually recreate the entire class, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of building this as we go along, but I promise you I'll get way ahead of the game, and you'll have the content available to you to use in advance of when we actually work on it. So all of our content would be listed here, and I break it out by week. Each module is by week because that's the way our schedule is set up. Our class discussions are also here. So as you can see, where our marketing management, the discussions. I believe very strongly in discussion posts. It's our way of interacting in an asynchronous online environment, whereas we don't actually meet as a class, but it's our way to communicate with each other. Because I think every mode of learning has its strengths and weaknesses, and one of the weaknesses of an asynchronous online class is that you don't get that chance to interact with your classmates, which sometimes people say, well, yeah, I know, that's why I signed up for it. But that's actually takes something away, because you do learn from one another, and that's what these discussion posts are for. So yeah, you know, I'm big on discussion posts and discussion lists and open and active discussions. And we'll be doing those all throughout the class. I'll actually put out a video to help you frame how you should do discussion posts. Okay, so anyway, those are there. We hand in our assignments also in this area. There's no assignments due yet, so you don't see anything set up, but every assignment that you have will be listed there. Good news, we don't have quizzes or exams in this class. This is an 8-week class. It goes really fast, and I just don't want to bog you down with a bunch of stuff. I want you to learn the real things and do some real quality types of projects and work that will help you learn. And your grades, of course, will also be listed here. Okay, so that's D2L. If you're not familiar with it, I have a link in here too that you can look at if you want to go learn a little bit more about D2L. It's a good program. By the way, you can get an app either for OS or for Android that allows you to get a lot of the functions of D2L in there, which I find very, very helpful for communication purposes. In other words, you'll have some things, you can set it up so that your notifications come to you through this way, your emails, all that stuff. So it's actually worth doing. It doesn't cost anything, and it's really easy to link up to the Oakton class you're in. Okay? I want everybody to fill out their D2L profile. That's all up the right-hand corner of it. Put a picture out there, say something unique about you. I think it's really important to do because one of the real advantages of college classes is that you can network. You're starting to build up your professional network with people, and it's really worthwhile doing. So I strongly encourage you to do that. So I've not taught a class this way before, so this is going to be kind of new, but I think it'll work just fine. We don't have a textbook for this class. I did that intentionally because I just thought we just don't have enough time to really go through all the details of a text. And marketing management as a class I wanted to be a little more hands-on, a little more pointed in its work, a little less of the textbook definitions of things. So we're going to have a different way to generate the content here. So I'm going to build several micro lectures with supporting PowerPoint presentations per topic. So not really per chapter, say like in a text, but per topic. None of them are going to be very long, and they're meant to introduce you to really important topics in the whole area of marketing management. I've got a lot of curated supplemental videos and documents per topic out there, which I think kind of bring it up to date a little more. The micro lectures are a little more from the concepts and a little more textbookish. The curated videos and documents really kind of give you a sense of where things are at this point. So, and again, I feel a strong obligation that you really understand exactly what's going on. We will learn from our discussion posts as we do those. And so, yeah, we don't have a ton of I'm not going to say content. We have a lot of content actually, but it's not like you're going to be bogged down with lots of reading, quizzes, and things like that. We're going to actually be doing other things that I think are a little more meaningful. So let's go over the course schedule real quick. I'm going to point out a couple of things about it. This happens to be on a spreadsheet just because it's the easiest way for me to organize it. All the elements that go into the course schedule also show up in the D2L shell, and we'll have a calendar on there with the different dates that things are due. But this is your way to kind of organize your work for the next 7 or 8 weeks, I should say. So I break our work out by week, and in each week we talk about several different topics. As I'll scroll down, you can see how that works. In the course of the week, we have several things that we want to do. I'm going to be making those micro lectures, as I had mentioned, and then you're going to do something called, I'll explain this at another point. You're going to do your take forms for each as assignments for each of the lectures that I do. Not all of them, but most of them anyway. I'll list all the extra video content, videos and content that are out there with links to them all. And then what assignments you have coming up. We don't have tons of assignments in the class, but we do have some. So I want to make sure that you're aware of those when they're due as well. And our discussion post topic, as I said, you're going to do, and this pattern will repeat itself throughout the class, that you'll have a discussion post in the week. Your original post that you write will be due the Thursday of that week, and your two replies to two others' posts will be due on that Sunday. So the weeks basically go from Monday through the following Sunday. That's how the weeks are break out. And this basically describes all the different things that are coming up and all the things that we're going to do and when the due dates are and all that go with it. So your schedule is kind of the Bible of how we're operating the class. I'll also point out there's a course syllabus which I need for you to read through, and if you have any questions about anything in there, please let me know. One of the key things in the syllabus is grading, and this is how our grades break out for the class. So you're going to have a term project, which is basically a business case. No, I'm sorry, not a business case, a business plan, marketing plan, more specifically. And you'll get some details on that starting at next week. That's worth half your grade, so it's a pretty big part of the class. There's several milestones that we're going to write sections of our actual final plan, and you'll be doing those all throughout the term. We have our discussion posts that are worth 20% of your grade, and there's your take on the assignments that are just your take on the different lectures and content that you're looking at. It's a lot of points. Don't go too much by that. It just makes it easier to grade things. But you've got an A. It's basically 90 to 100 for an A, standard grading format. And I made it 1,000 points so you can get a pretty good idea where you sit at any given point in time. So how to succeed in this class? Keep pace. It moves really fast. We're cramming 16 weeks worth of stuff into 8, so it does move real fast. Complete all the assignments on time. I have a couple of outs there, something called an oops token, which I'll explain in an announcement. But really need for you to do the assignments on time. We don't have tons of them, so in the discussion posts and everything else, we need to get them done on time. Keep pace and keep up with all the content in the assignments. Look at this course schedule, just a suggestion, every Sunday to see what's coming. It really helps you plan your week out. And then always ask for help. I have virtual office hours, which will be listed in the syllabus, but I understand you people take this class for looking for a certain degree of flexibility. So if you want to meet with me in a video chat, which is usually the best way to do that, send me an email with in D2L, by the way, use D2L email with 3 times you can meet, and I'm pretty sure one of them will work, and I'll get the meeting set up. The other thing you really need to do is take notes when you're watching the videos and the supplemental material as well. Take notes. Take lots of notes. I think it's a good thing to do. You're going to need to take those notes because you're going to use that information in some of the works that you do. So as you watch video lectures, take notes. You're going to submit your take. Is not an email, it's an actual assignment of each video lecture. It just gives basically what I'm doing with those is asking you for 3 points that you took away from that particular lecture. And as you read and watch the supplemental content that's there, you're going to use your notes in your discussion posts and your replies, and you're going to use it for the milestone projects for the class project. So those are my best things. If you need help on how to take notes, let me know, but sooner than later. I'm happy to share some ideas on how to do that efficiently, okay? So here's the deal. By next Sunday, read all the course documents, syllabus, the course outline, all the schedule, all that type of thing. Watch the week 1 videos and micro lectures. Introduce yourself to your classmates in a discussion post. Fill out that D2L email and schedule your one-on-one virtual meeting with me, which I'll hold over the next few weeks. And it's a way for us to make a connection. I just think it's really important that we do that if we can. Okay, so and you'll see the sign-up instructions for that. So that should get you going for the class, and be prepared. There's lots of stuff coming, and it's going to come at you fast. So I'm looking forward to working with you all throughout the term.